After months on the defensive following martial law and impeachment, the People Power Party now appears set for a major counteroffensive, leveraging Lee's resurfaced legal risks just a month before the presidential election. The People Power Party has yet to finalize its candidate, and the biggest wildcard remains the potential for a unified candidacy. Let's break it down with Seo Jong-pyo. We've already covered the turmoil within the Democratic Party in depth, but the situation for the People Power Party seems no less challenging. The unification with Han Duck-soo is still considered the biggest variable, right? Do you think today's Supreme Court decision will affect that unification?
It's clear that this has become a major game changer in the upcoming presidential election. The final candidate for the People Power Party, a key variable, will be chosen this Saturday. With May 11 being the last day for candidate registration, the week from May 3 to May 11 will determine the fate of the unification.
Currently, the intense competition between candidates Kim Moon-soo and Han Dong-hoon is ongoing, and the success of the unification depends on who becomes the candidate.
Yes, that's right. If candidate Kim becomes the final candidate for the People Power Party, the unification process with acting leader Han can proceed more swiftly. As you know, candidate Kim Moon-soo has been consistently open to unification throughout the campaign, regardless of today's appellate ruling for former leader Lee Jae-myung. On the other hand, if Han Dong-hoon becomes the final candidate, the unification with acting President Han could face obstacles.
So you're saying that if Han becomes the final candidate, the chances of unification become slimmer? Why would that be?
Martial law and impeachment were the key factors shaping the People Power Party's first and second primaries this time around. Assemblyman Na Kyung-won, who opposed the impeachment of the former president, did not make it into the final four. And former Mayor Hong Joon-pyo of Daegu, who was widely expected to make it into the final two, was ultimately eliminated. Both Na and Hong were prominent figures against impeachment and were seen as absorbing public opinion in the Gyeongsang region. Yet the results show that neither made it to the final two. This is why Han Dong-hoon, during his memorable appearance on MBN, firmly stated, "I have crossed the sea of impeachment."
We have to cross the sea of martial law. Crossing it is the only way to win, and I'm the one who can do it.
Just because Han is in this competition doesn't mean he's fully crossed the river of impeachment. So it's still a bit early to say, I'm completely free from this traitor label. Some people definitely see it that way.
So he now has more reasons not to unify with acting President Han?
Yes, that's right. As you know, ever since his time as Minister of Justice and after stepping into politics, former leader Han Dong-hoon has consistently targeted candidate Lee Jae-myung. However, today the Supreme Court overturned the case with a guilty verdict. This makes the confrontation with Lee Jae-myung even clearer.
Not by a court ruling, but by the people's election. We need to bring it to a conclusion.
On the other hand, candidate Kim Moon-soo urged Lee Jae-myung to step down.
He should deeply realize how strict and fearsome the law of South Korea is. And it would be best if he voluntarily decided to withdraw his candidacy.
If unification happens, it's not limited to the People Power Party, but extends to the Third Zone and the Big Tent. Could figures like honorary advisor Lee Nak-yeon or Lee Chun-suk from the Reform New Party affect this unification?
It seems accurate to say they are observing for now. Lee Chun-suk from the Reform New Party continues to say there will be no unification. During a call with MBN today, he reiterated that there will be no unification and stated he would not respond even if acting leader Han Duck-soo or the final People Power Party candidate reaches out.
I have no intention of agreeing to unification. Such narratives or moves fail to inspire the public.
Another axis of unification, senior advisor Lee Nak-yeon of the New Democratic Party, has left the possibility open but is not rushing.
I'm skeptical.
Are you skeptical?
I have no intention of simply agreeing, not in the slightest.
Separately from the Supreme Court's decision, next week was considered the golden time for the broader conservative unification. With today's Supreme Court ruling, it's being analyzed that the candidates are losing their urgency to unify.
The future situation also seems complicated. We'll end it here. That was Chief Seo Jong-pyo.